Hotel Commander, 12-year-old Busboy episode 174. I am Rod Murphy, and this is Growing Up Poor in Irish Boston, a series of my 1950s-era Irish and Boston songs, history, jokes, and stories. And never let the truth interfere with a good story. This real-life story was one of my first podcast episodes. After listening to it again, I recently realized it needed more context. So here it is, again, better, I hope. When I was 12, my brother Gary had just graduated from Harvard and would be soon joining the Army to fulfill his military duty that we American young men had at the time. While at college, he was a part-time waiter at the Hotel Commander in Harvard Square. That hotel was a high-class, expensive one with an excellent restaurant. My mother and father allowed, with my approval, my brother to use his influence to get me a busboy job at the restaurant of the Hotel Commander. I needed to apply and get what was then called working papers so I could get a Social Security card. Today, that is called signing up for Social Security. The existing child labor law at the time was that if you were younger than 14, you could not work for an American company. Gary went with me to the Social Security office, and I lied about my age so I could get my quote-unquote working papers. On another day, we went together with the hotel to the hotel's office to fill out forms and formally got hired. I was tall, and so maybe I looked 14. 75 years later, and now collecting Social Security retirement checks and Medicare along with other insurance for medical care, that age difference subterfuge sometimes gives me fits. The Social Security Administration thinks I am actually 2 years older than I am. My lifetime experience with government bureaucracies informs me, however, that if I do anything to fix that, it will cost me money, time, or trouble, or all three. My experience working at a high-end restaurant like the Hotel Commander's allowed me to learn many things, including trying many foods that I had never eaten before, like grapefruit juice, cheesecake, veal dishes, really good coffee, pomegranates, and crepes. The first week that I worked at the hotel, Gary introduced me to the chef, the cooks, the maitre d', the manager, and the other waiters and busboys. There were only male waiters and male busboys, no females. He warned me that the waiters were supposed to share their tips with the busboys, but they constantly cheated. He told me to watch the waiters' tip amounts and brace them for my share of the tip money. My brother Gary was 6'4", smart and tough. He told me to avoid the chef because he had a very bad temper. I stayed out of his way. There was one waiter named Bob. Gary told me that Bob was queer and warned me to beware of him. He liked young boys. On Gary's final day on the job, he brought me over to this homosexual waiter. He said, "Bob, this is my little brother. I promise you, if I found out that you have been after him or have done anything bad to him, I will come back and cut your pecker off." Very clear language indeed. I had no trouble with Bob the whole time I worked there. Having siblings is so much better than being an only child, but having a great older brother is the best. This is Rod Murphy. Thank you for viewing or listening to my YouTube and podcast episodes. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy them, please hit the subscribe button. Does not cost you anything, and it helps me to grow my audience. Again, my thanks. Note, some of my viewers and listeners have asked how they could comment on my episodes. There is a note at the top of each episode. It's called Send Us a Text. Click that, and you would be able to comment. Also, former redhead at protonmail.com is my podcast email. if you would like to contact me. So it's former redhead. I used to have red hair. Former redhead. Former redhead at proton, Proton, mail.com is my podcast email. Thank you.